I literally just started doing it. I was doing it a couple of times a week, and then the customers that came in, they look forward to it. Eventually, it got to the point where people come into the store and they say, "Hey, can we do a video?" Or "Hey, can we get a picture?" Or like, "Oh my God, my wife isn't going to believe I bumped into you. Can we get a picture together?" And it just naturally happened. I never not liked it. There's just something about when that camera starts. A lot of times when I start a video and I do something, let's say with an associate or a customer, I said, just so you know, as soon as that camera starts, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't know it's just going to be what it's going to be.
Hey, today I'm talking with Stephen Harris, that Walmart guy, and he's building his personal brand using Walmart as his vehicle. Now, I've been seeing this guy all over LinkedIn as the social media champion and Walmart Plus champion. And I've taken some moments to learn more about what he does through chatting with him offline. But today, I'd like him to expand more on his role and his brand. So, Stephen, thanks for taking some time to chat with me today.
Thank you, Wes. It's very nice to meet you, and I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. So, as a Texas guy, whenever I saw Plano on your profile, immediately thought Plano, Texas, Dallas, Texas area. So sadly, I don't think that we're ever going to be able to meet in person. I was waiting for the day whenever I would be touring with my brand or doing some type of market tour, and I bumped into Steven at a Plano Walmart, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen unless I go to the Chicago area.
I remember once I did an ad on a great clearance deal we were having, and I said, "Thank you for shopping at your Plano Walmart." And somebody actually called and said, "Hey, I saw your commercial. Is that item still available?" I said, "Yes, it is." He goes, "Well, I'm going to be there in just a little bit." And then he told me where he was. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. This is Plano, Illinois." So you're going to have to travel like 9, 10 hours to get here.
Hop on a plane if you want that clearance item.
Yeah, right. It's not gonna fit on the way back, but hey. So, yeah, I get that a lot about Plano, Texas.
That's funny. So, elaborate a little bit more on what your current role is with Walmart and kind of where it all started for you.
All right, my current role is a front end team lead, which means I run the front end of the store, all the cashiers, the cart associates, all the customers that come in and out of the store. That's my responsibility. I do some accounting, stuff like that. But kind of like on the side is a social champion and a Walmart Plus champion. That means I basically promote, I don't want to say I push Walmart Plus, but I advertise it and I let customers know how good it is, what it offers, and things of that nature. A social champ is somebody who takes time to highlight any special deals we have, any new products we have on our shelves, highlight associates for like work anniversaries or a job well done or something they did for the community. And I also do the same for the customers. It's supposed to literally be kind of like a part-time thing. It's not like an actual job description, okay? They gave it to me because I enjoy doing it. How it started? Well, how I started on focusing it on so much is that years ago when I first got hired by Walmart, a customer wrote in because I gave them good customer service. They wrote in, I think it was to the home office, and it got back to my store manager and a couple of managers came on the floor and they presented me with my first pin for my vest. And, at the time I was like 49 years old and I thought it was the coolest thing. All these years I've been working, I've never been recognized quite like that. So I told myself in my head that if I ever become a leader, I'm going to do that for others. And then I eventually worked myself up, got to the front end team lead. And one day I was walking past my store manager and he tossed me an item and he said, "Here you go, Stephen. We're going to do a quick video. I'm going to make you famous." And we both left. And I did the video and it went off really, really well. And it's actually the only video I ever did where I didn't go woohoo because I didn't know that that was going to be a thing. But I did the video and the feeling I got from doing it was amazing. So then I started highlighting my associates by doing videos, quick videos, saying job well done, customer gave them a compliment, things of that nature. And then from there, it just grew. I started doing clearance deals, promoting services, and then it's gotten to the point where it is today. I've taken the role definitely to a higher level. Like I said, it's only supposed to be a little thing here or there, but I just enjoy doing it so much. And as long as the company's going to let me do it, I'm going to keep on doing it.
So this is an internal thing that you've kind of made external, right? So this is like an internal platform, but they also let you upload and you're able to push it out because I see you all over LinkedIn doing exactly what I assume you're putting on the internal stuff as well, right?
Whatever I do outside of Walmart, that's on me. I don't have they don't ask me to do anything outside. When they do ask me to do something outside, I'm on the clock. I'm doing whatever they want. I have been involved with a few special projects. I've traveled to different stores for Walmart, and they take care of me. But there's a lot of times I do stuff from home, like when I highlight associates from basically all over Walmart. I do that on my own. I go to LinkedIn, and when I see someone celebrating something they're happy about, whatever it is, an award, an anniversary, whatever, I can feel their excitement, and I want to give them that special feeling. I want to give them that shout out, make them feel good about, because they're obviously proud to announce it. So I like to take it to another level and share it with them, and I just enjoy doing it. And the feedback I get is pretty amazing, actually. So I continue to do it. And like I said, I do a lot of that stuff on my own, and that's okay. It doesn't bother me. Nobody asked me to do it, so I just do it on my own.
I 100 feel that like forever. It seems like in my as a vendor, that posting pictures and video has always been a passion of mine, like filming and doing that stuff. And so, with all these developments of like CapCut and all of these ways where you can develop straight on your phone, it seems like everything is going more towards a video. Whenever I initially was doing it, people thought it was cool. And then you'll get some haters here and there saying like you're doing too much. But the reality is, if you're enjoying it, it doesn't really matter. What people are saying, or there's like an element of they wish that they could do something similar or something like that. But I like that your passion definitely shines through in what you do. And kind of where was that moment? Because for me, at some point, I was just like, oh, this is kind of just what I'm going to do now. This is my brand. So, what was that a moment, or was there like a particular moment that you really just decided, okay, this is my brand now. I am that Walmart guy. So when did that happen?
You know, I don't know. I literally just started doing it. I was doing it a couple of times a week, and then I don't know. It just kind of I guess it's because of the community, the customers that came in, they look forward to it. Eventually, it got to the point where people come into the store and they say, "Hey, can we do a video?" Or "Hey, can we get a picture?" Or like, "Oh my God, my wife isn't going to believe I bumped into you. Can we get a picture together?" And it just naturally happened. I never not liked it. There's just something about when that camera starts. A lot of times when I start a video and I do something, let's say with an associate or a customer. I say, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do this. You're going to do that. And then literally at the end of it, I said, just so you know, everything I just told you, as soon as that camera starts, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm, it's just going to be what it's going to be. And it just, I don't know. I just excel at it. I don't know if it's luck or what. I have no idea where my energy comes from. I do drink coffee, but I don't. I don't think that's it. Um, I just don't know that the excitement level is it just goes through the roof, and of course the response. And because of everything I do, it made me part of the community, and I never knew how important that was. I didn't. I was never part of a community, but the customers, they just grasped onto it and then they enjoy it. A lot of them don't want to participate in it, but they love watching it. I get, wow, I saw my nephew on one of your videos last week. Things like that. We are a very small community. There's like a bunch of small communities out here. And so everybody sees everything, and the response has been great. But I can't give you a specific, like, okay, I'm good. Um, maybe my first shareholders. I went to Walmart shareholders, and the response I got was pretty amazing. I had an incredible time, and I knew I was on to something. But here's the thing: I don't like when I do my stuff. I'm not thinking I'm on to something. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I just do it. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I just do it, and I like it.
Does it surprise you, the people that notice you? I know it does for me. I'll be in a Walmart selling somebody on my products, and they're like, "Are you gonna put it in a video this time?" And it always shocks me. I was like, "Oh," or I'll hear like store managers go, "Oh, you're the TikTok guy." I'm like, "That's crazy." And I don't really have a big following, but just everything that's on social media right now is more like built on an algorithm. So what I found is you don't really have to have followers, just people in this space are going to be sent your stuff. When did that kind of start? Because for me, it's probably about a year and a half ago. People really started to notice me within San Antonio specifically. And then, similar to your shareholders, we just did a yearly summit where we all went to Vegas, and there was about 30, 40 people that were like wanting to get a picture of me with the Monster Girls or whatever. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I'm just a guy who makes TikTok videos, but it really does affect people. And um, did that ever shock you, or what were your thoughts whenever you started getting recognition outside of just the associates in store?
It was pretty exciting, and, it started happening, it happens in the store a lot. People come in like, "Dude, you're that guy." And after it started catching on a little bit, I eventually started customizing stuff. It was actually my older sister, several years ago. She was the one that said, "You need to call yourself something. You need," and she told me, she goes, "Why don't you go with that Walmart guy?" Like the very next day, I started putting stuff out, tagging it that Walmart guy. And then when I went to shareholders, one of the people that was going as well, she contacted me in advance and she said, "I'm going to go ahead and make some cricket, those little cutouts you can iron on. Do you want me to make one for you? Because I'm going to make them for everyone else." And I said, "Yeah, why don't you do that Walmart guy?" So she made it. It was pretty big, and I put it on the back of my vest. My store manager is very nice about letting me decorate my vest and stuff. And then it really started to take off because people walked in, they recognized the bow tie, the glasses, the hat, and then when they saw the back of my vest and it said that Walmart guy. So now it's gotten to the point that whenever I go outside my house, I always wear Walmart stuff when I go outside my house. I don't wear my vest, but I usually wear like a hat. I've got a lot of casual Walmart gear stuff, a lot of stuff I've customized, and people stop me all the time. There's times I'm jogging down the street because I'm a runner, and I'll hear people yell "woohoo" out their window as I'm so, and it's amazing. It's this what's amazing about it is the effect, the positive effect that I've had on people. And I guess what's so satisfying is that I don't do it intentionally. It just happened, and it just happens. And I guess that makes me feel good about myself that I can make other people feel that passion, that excitement. So pretty much wherever I go locally, like if I go to Starbucks or wherever, they're like, "Dude, you're that guy on Walmart," or the TikTok. I've been called the TikTok guy before. And it's just, I just love it. I feed off of it, and it just makes me realize that I'm on the right path. What that path is, I don't know, but whatever it is, I am doing something right. And it's funny today, after this show, this is my first time. I've been invited to a middle school here in town. They want me to come and talk and do a video and stuff like that to help them raise donations, and that's pretty exciting. I've never been asked to do that before, so today's my first day to do that.
That's cool, man. I'm certain that you prepared, and I want to say that your positivity or that feeling that you give people is not something that Walmart could give people. It's something that you've taken and it's intrinsically in you, and you're pushing it out, and you just happen to have the blue and gold on, right? And you're wearing this Walmart gear, and you just happen to take your energy and you're putting it into this thing. And because we work for such, you know, monikers or these big brands, it's able to put us out there in a unique way. But I think it's very awesome that Walmart will let you put yourself out there, because this wasn't a thing that was even considered, I would say maybe 6, 7 years ago. If you were putting stuff out on social media about Walmart or any of these other brands, it was kind of frowned on. But it seems like recently there's been a shift within like the last 5 years where it's okay now, and in fact, they want influencers and people out there putting their stuff out. So
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. They've always been very nice to me. I've been to the home office a couple of times, And the way they make me feel is just like, as soon as I walked in the door at the home office, they literally just they gave me that real sense of belonging. Walmart is known for that, and it is spot on. It is true. I have felt it. I feel it every day on LinkedIn. I mean, it's just amazing how many people reach out. They said they don't know how you do it, but they really enjoy it. They make me feel good about it. And I guess that encourages me to keep doing what I do. You're right. When I first started, I won a contest in like 2022. I won the Walmart Associate Video Contest. And I guess really maybe at that point is when it really started taking off because that got me a trip down to the home office and stuff. Yeah, they've never had a problem with anything. I mean, I only post positive stuff. It's positive or I don't do it or maybe it's funny, but I don't do I mean, I don't understand how a lot of stuff gets the attention it gets because it's not very positive, but I post positive stuff and the people like it that's that's what it's all about.
Well, I think there's some value in your content that you post as well. So along with the positivity, is always some kind of value, or you're bringing them somewhere that will like help them in some way, whether it's, promoting a deal or, putting another associate out there as doing a good thing. But you're also showing people how to get where you're at or how to get recognized within your industry, within the Walmart culture is like, hey, if you do these things, then you can get recognized like this person too. So there's a little bit of value, whether they realize that you're imparting that wisdom on them or not, you definitely are, whether it's through your own actions saying, hey, you can do this too. All you have to do is hop up in front of an end cap and talk about a rollback, or you can get recognized too. All you have to do is these things that this associate's doing. And then, who knows, your social media champ might come by and put you out there too. Now, I do agree. I think that you've taken it to another level where not everybody can feel comfortable with that, and it is a grind to keep going. So I wanted to ask you, has there ever been a moment where you felt kind of burnt out? I know for me, I feel like I have a lot of irons in the fire and sometimes I get burnt out. So any advice or any example or a story of whenever you were just like, man, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this, how you push through or how you maintain this amount of energy and positivity that you do.
Well, like I said, when the camera starts, I don't know where it comes from. Do I ever feel burnt out? You know, you might not believe this, but I really don't. I take it everywhere I go. My mind is always thinking on how I think the most important thing that I try and relate to my customers is that I am a customer just like them. So when I promote certain things at Walmart, like services like Walmart Plus and stuff like that, I like them to see it from an actual customer, someone who works the front lines of Walmart. I'm an everyday person just like everyone else. And I like to show how simple and easy and how good a service is by just showing, like, whenever I get a grocery delivery, all the Spark drivers already know that when they come to my house, they're going to have to do a video or they're going to have to film me because I want to show the customers how easy it is. Yeah, you can get somebody, you can hire somebody famous to talk about, all these big companies, but you have no idea if those people really, really use the services or is it just a paycheck to them? With me, for a fact I'm doing it. This is how easy it is. It works. And I get a lot of feedback on that. They're like, wow, if Steven gets his deliveries, Steven saves 10 cents a gallon at the gas station. It must be it is. So I think that's a good angle that a lot of big companies don't use. I mean, I'm sure the big name gets them all the business, but I think it would be something special if a big company did go ahead and step out and go, hey, let's get an everyday person who does that. And I'm sorry, I went off track. I do not get really burnt out. I do a lot of things in my life that keeps my mind like stress free and stuff. I run, I work out. I spend a lot of time with my wife. We do things together. We travel. So my mind is always constantly, always thinking, always moving ahead. And the videos is a fun part of my life. I like my wife and I are getting ready to travel out of the country. I'm already thinking ahead, like, wow, what videos am I going to do in a different country? And I do. I always do a video or something. It's literally fun for me all the time. I don't get sick of it, and I don't know. I maybe that's unusual.
So are you thinking you're moving more into like day in the life stuff or travel vlogging? Is there going to be something outside of Walmart that you're going to start posting?
I don't think so. I mean, my future goal is to get to the home office. I'm already actually my wife and I are planning on moving out to the Bentonville, Arkansas area. I wanna do what I do. I mean, I just couldn't imagine doing it for anyone else. Walmart has made me who I am today as far as all that stuff that I do for them. They brought that out in me. I don't know how, but they did. Probably because the great sense of belonging that they given me and the support and all this stuff, plus my community. Um, the stuff I do outside of Walmart, it's always Walmart related, or a customer shout out related because they're shopping at Walmart or a local business that shops at Walmart. No, I don't think I have any intentions to start doing like what you said and do it as like a side thing and maybe create my own business or anything like that. I want to do it for them. I couldn't imagine doing it for somebody else.
I also felt like there's a point where you do something for a particular brand and you feel like this is my niche. Like I figured it out. I always think back whenever I had worked, I don't know, probably 30, 40 jobs before I actually landed in beverage sales. And I just remember the first time out on route on my own, I sold in a little 7 case display to a store when I sent out a picture. And then I got this huge response from my manager, and everybody was like, I just did what you guys told me to do. But there is a point whenever you realize, oh, it really is just this easy. And where that's where I found that my skill set lied. I think that's also something similar that probably happened to you where you were like, oh, this is just what I'm good at, and then it's built on from that. Is there any path or anything that you can impart on any other associate that may be watching, like where it clicked for you, or just any type of insider knowledge that you could impart on another associate that's like, man, I really like what he does, or I really like where he's going. I'd like to head in that same direction. Is there any like tips or advice that you could give somebody that's working for Walmart?
I do have people that reach out and say, "Hey, I wanna get involved like you do." I cannot teach or pass off energy. That I cannot do. I don't know how to teach that to somebody, but I always tell them, I say, "Find something that you're comfortable talking about." All right? Start simple. You can make just a 10 or 15-second video. Start simple, and then you go from there. When I look back at my first videos to where I am now, I was definitely not as energized when I first started. I was more uh calmer. Like, "Hey, Walmart shoppers, how are you today? My name is Steven." As opposed to today where I'm like, "Holy cow, come on down." It's different now. It grows, but I started simple. Do something that you feel comfortable talking about and make it quick. Don't do anything long. Don't go on. And you go from there, and then hopefully it catches on. And that's usually what I tell people because a lot of people say, "How do you do it?" I don't prepare. I don't do scripts. The only time I do shoots is if I'm doing a long distance shout out to somebody. I put little notes in front of me, like how many years of it's just so I don't mess up. But like when I'm at the store, I'm just walking around and going, all right, that item right now, let's go. And I'll grab a customer, associate, and that's it. I just ad lib and I have no idea how I do it.
How many videos do you think you've made at this point? Because to me, I was like, everything that you said is all reps. Like it's just reps. And I tell my son the same thing. It's like anything that you want to be good at is just get in the batting cage, get on the field, kick some balls, whatever it is that you're doing, run until you figure out the thing. So I'm just curious, how many videos at this point, if you had to ballpark, have you made?
I don't even know how I can find that out. I don't, maybe a couple of thousand. I don't know. I might be way off.
To
I,
say,
I know it's at least 1,000, maybe
yeah,
between 2,000 videos. And my videos literally only take you. Well, you see my videos; they're about 25, 30 seconds long. A lot of it is reps. I take a lot. Sometimes I just kind of word it a little bit differently. The only thing that truly really changes is, whatever it is I'm advertising.
the subject, yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people say you say "holy cow" a lot. I do say "holy cow" a lot, but that's my excitement. That's the passion. It's like, "Holy cow, that's fantastic," and I want everything to be clean and positive and that's the way I like to keep it. And some of the terminology I use, that's what I grew up with. A lot of people say you remind me of like those 80s commercials. I grew up in the 80s, so maybe that's where I got it. I don't know.
Yeah, my one of my very first jobs was in radio, and to me, that's like your call letters, right? That's your station ID. That's where you come back to, and that's what kind of gets you into this place. It's always a good opener. It's always a good bridge into your next moment. And I'm sure you're also like, for a rollback item, this is my approach. For a clearance item, this is my approach, right? For an associate shout out, this is my approach. So you have the format and you're just adjusting it, whether it be a name or a product or a specific program that you guys are running or that you want to shout out. Um, Now you're a upfront lead. Do you want to expand on what that looks like on the day to day? I mean, we talked about all the exciting, super cool stuff that you do for as a social champion, but just like me, I have days where I'm like, this is just a regular day for me. We're not always filming all the time. I mean, what does the day to day look like for Steven whenever he's not getting recognized by customers and associates or filming a rollback video? What does it look like for you?
Well, what I do is I have all the cashiers up front and I take care of them and I take time each day to talk to them, obviously about work, but I always make time out of my day to talk to them about the little things. Like if I knew they were doing something over the weekend, I take the time to get to know my associates and I do that every single day. I start off every shift. I walk the whole store. I say hello to everyone that I see. I stop in the different departments. I stop at each front end associate. I let them know I'm there. And I take the time to get just a little bit each day, which really helps. I've got a good relationship with most of my associates. Patience and consistency is extremely important with my position for each and every individual. If you give them that, because not everybody is receptive to Steven, like he's a little wild and stuff like that. But you gotta, like people out there that say negative comments and stuff like that, you have to ignore it. Just be patient, consistent, and keep on going. Eventually they come around. And it's worked for me. Also on the front end, I take care of the customers. And that's actually the most exciting part of my job. Yes, all customers are not peaches and cream. There's no doubt about it. But I find that to be a challenge and one that I try to beat every single day. Customer comes in, hey, how are you? They don't give me the time of day. Next time I see them, same thing over and over until eventually they're like, you know what? I'm just going to say hi because he's going to keep on saying hi to me. And then the next thing you know, I have a relationship with them. So I'm constantly taking care of my associates on the front and the customers all day long. We wear like walkie talkies. So if I see that there's help needed somewhere in the store, I don't care if it's on the front end or not. If I'm not doing anything like at that particular moment, I'll go run and help out. I'm a big time fan of being a team player. They help me, I help them. I push the carts, I clean the bathrooms, whatever it takes to get the job done. So I'm literally running around. The front end team leader is the best job in the house, in my opinion, because you get to interact all day. That's something I like to do.
That's interesting that you're talking about customers because it got me thinking from my perspective too. You probably deal with a lot of vendors all the time, but I was just thinking about how I didn't get into retail because I don't necessarily like dealing with the consumer as much. Now, whenever it comes to like hand selling a consumer on why they should grab an energy drink, I can do that all day long if they're interested, right? And I understand that they're not all peaches and cream, but my customer is a little bit different. And I wanted to break that down for a second. So whenever I started as a vendor, my customer was the consumer and I'd spent a lot of time on them. And then as I advanced in my selling techniques, then the coaches or the store managers then became my customer, and it's a different mindset to understand the person that you're selling to. And then once you become into leadership like you, now you have, it seems like multiple customers, because I understand Walmart, the customer is always number one, but you also have a new set of customers, which is your associates that you have to take care of. And I think it's interesting that you mentioned that you take a little bit of time every day to walk the store, much like maybe a football player or a racer will walk the track
Yep.
and check on everybody and just get a reconnaissance lap, a lay of the land, and then take a moment to empathize with everybody that's on your shift today. And it's hard for somebody to stay negative when somebody's approaching him genuinely, like you said. So that's a good leadership quality. What was the mindset where you were like, I'm going to go from associate, from having a leader show that empathy to me, to I want to be that guy that's leading and coaching a team? What changed your mind on that?
Well, my father taught me a lot of stuff. He says you should always get to know your employees and stuff like that. But the biggest thing is I remember when I first started. Now, I was like 49 years old. I was the new kid on the block. Nobody says anything to you, and you really feel left out. I was like 49 and I felt left out. After a couple of weeks, customers kept on coming up to me and asking me for help. That's when I realized I'm like, wow, I miss this because I grew up in retail back in the 80s. So I worked all sorts. And I'm like, wow, I really miss helping. So then I started saying hello to every single person that walked past me. And it really helped me build relationships, and now I always make sure when I see a new person, I say hello, I let them know if they need anything, and I have a lot of people who are not even into my department, and they'll come over and start asking me questions, and I'm like, I answer the best I can, but then I take them back and I tell them who they should be talking to and stuff like that, but I've given them that comfort, that welcoming feeling, the same feeling that, Walmart has given me. I give that back. I try and make everyone feel a part of something special because there's nothing worse than being that you don't know who to talk to, who's nice, who's not. So I give them that. I try to give them that friendly face and that comfort, and to let them know I am approachable. I know I'm a leader on the front end, but I will help you. You can ask me anything. I will help you to the best of my ability. And if I can't, I will get you to the person who can. And I think it's mostly kids I deal with, a lot of the new people, and they respond really well. I think they really like that.
Have you found that you're able to shift a mindset? There's the old Sam Walton values, but I mean, Walmart has grown, Sam's gone, it's become a machine. And I'm sure there's a lot of hiring, at least, from companies that I've been in, where it's like, okay, we're starting to get really big and we're kind of just putting people in. Has there ever been a challenge where you're like, all right, this person, I'm gonna have to mold them a little bit, guide them? How do you go about like changing or trying to help somebody shift their mindset into what you just said? You want to say hi to everybody, you want to give them that customer service, and you get that associate or that clerk, the person that's just there, and they're like, how do you combat that, or how do you try to pour your culture or this old school Walmart culture into them?
Consistency is extremely important. I do everything I can to lead by example, something my father taught me. Lead by example. I'm going to give you one example. I had a kid that worked for me. He had a nice personality and stuff. Eventually, he became the pharmacy technician in our store. And recently on social media, I guess he was at some sort of event. He had his Walmart pharmacy technician shirt on. So it was like a job career thing. And someone sent me the picture and they told me that this guy is being, he's being great. He's a great example. A lot of the customers write into me because they want me to highlight somebody because they know I'll do something about it. A lot of people, you go in, you tell the store manager, hey, this guy did great, and the person never finds out because they don't do anything. But they know if
Right.
they contact me, I'll take care of it.
You're at a
What
different
I
level,
did
man.
for this kid is after I got that message, a couple of other people commented and said some really nice things. And I think he's like 19 years old. So when he came into work the next day, I pulled him aside and I told him all the nice things that people said. And I said, this is how the community feels about you. And that's a good thing. That's something really special. Not too many people have that. So you have something to grow with here. I mean, it's up to you where you take it, but I wanted to let him know how important it really is. Now, when I was 19, I can care less about community. I was just 19 years old doing my thing, but I wanted to make him feel how important it is and how nice it is, because not only it's a good thing that you represent yourself well, but it says a lot about your family and your parents, and that's huge. That's important, and that's good to keep. And the point I'm trying to make here by telling him all that is to make him feel proud of himself and to continue doing it. You know, um, and I've done this a few times before. I'm starting to do it a little bit more when I see it. And the goal is to help encourage, the younger generation to get involved. They do see me doing it. They're like, why do you say hi to everybody? I'm like, because this way, when I walk in the doors of my Walmart, I know everyone. It is like walking at home. It's like, hey, how are you? What's going on? Hugs and fist bumps. That stuff literally happens every single day. Customers showing me pictures of their birthday parties and grandkids and stuff like that. That stuff literally happens, and it's amazing. And I try and let the others see that, so they can focus on the good, and
And
and hopefully.
well, you can't fake those interactions. It's something that's built over time. And as we started the show, whenever you were talking, there was a moment whenever you took that initial video and then started getting recognized, where you're like, oh, this is something. And that's what you're trying. I mean, that's essentially what you did with that guy. You're like, hey, these people are talking about you in a good way. People are watching us and they have good things to say about you. Grow on this, build it. This can be who you are. This can be your brand, and it can be something positive and encouraging, and it can be helpful to people. So, um, that's really a good story. And I think it's awesome what you're doing. Are there any other socials that you like? I found you on LinkedIn. I know that you do other stuff
Well, my
everywhere.
favorite platform, I absolutely love LinkedIn. It is, LinkedIn is like Facebook, but it's definitely more professional. People talk about their jobs and work and stuff like that. But I mean, when I talk about community, how great it feels, but when I'm on LinkedIn, I get that same feeling. I mean, I have people from all over the world, all sorts of companies, everywhere, and they have nothing but nice things to say. When I post up on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, I do the same stuff. It's the same material. And it's like, "Oh, I had to wait all day in line," or "This broke and that broke." It's like, "Oh my gosh, look at the video. I'm promoting something positive." I never, ever, ever have that problem on LinkedIn. Always, always nice, encouraging, and it's not just people just being nice to be nice. They obviously enjoy what I do. I mean, I get the comments, I get the messages. I have people telling me I should be at the home office. I have people telling me to be I actually had one person saying, "Why aren't you doing Super Bowl commercials for Walmart?" I said, "I don't know. I guess that's up to them." But yeah, my overall goal is I do want to get to the home office. I'm trying to get there now. I'm applying for positions. My wife and I are going to move to the Bentonville area. Kind of like our plan A is to get to promoted to some sort of a promotion at the home office. If not, I will transfer to a store um, and do what I do out there and just be closer to the home office. And then hopefully something takes off. Uh, so that's kind of like where I'm pushing.
Well, it seems like you have a good path
Huh.
and a good course charted. And hopefully soon we'll start seeing some more Steve from Bentonville videos. I know you have other things to do, and I appreciate your time talking about your brand, what it is that you do, and hopefully inspiring other people to do something similar in a similar industry, or just giving them some ideas on, hey, I can expand and I can do something to what this guy is doing, and hopefully they can see through. It's not as hard as spending hours and hours editing video or doing something. Just get out there and be your unique self, put it out, try to be positive, and it will get recognized. It certainly has been recognized, what you're doing on LinkedIn for sure. It caught my attention. So, like I said, hopefully we'll see you in Bentonville soon.
I'm looking forward to it. They booked Sam Walton Hall for me, so people can come down and visit and talk with me and stuff like that, which is real exciting. So I feel like I got some momentum, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to take time to sit down with me and let me talk about like what I do and all that good stuff. I appreciate it, and I learned a lot about you, and that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Wes.